Hey everyone, how's it going? Mike McIntyre here with All Things Sports, and I'm here today to bring you a brand new video about a new product I got. It's not completely new, but it's the first time I've had them for me, so we'll get right into it right away. This will be an unboxing review, and I'll show you what they look like on feet. So right away, these are a pair of Adidas Ultra Boost. So there you go. I picked these up a few weeks ago. I was looking for, a new pair of running shoes, and I just like running shoes. If you watch my last sort of review on the Adipure 360.3 trainers, I got those, and I picked these up at the same time, and I was just going to do a little review for you guys so you could see, what they are, and if you had any sort of concerns about them, I will try to answer those in this video. So we'll get into the box. So there you are. You just get the shoes. There are no extras in the box, but obviously the box is not a normal Adidas box. They put, it's this yellow and sort of purple colorway with Boost written across the side there. So that's it. So it's just the box, and inside the box you just get the shoes. So there they are, guys. That's the colorway I chose. Extremely bright. So we'll just talk about that quickly. Adidas calls it its official color. They actually don't say it on the box. I think they call it like a solar yellow, I believe it's called, to go along sort of with their soccer shoes. But I believe it's called solar yellow, black, and white. I think that's the official colorway. But it doesn't say it on the box like some other shoes do. So that's it. So we'll get right into it. We'll talk about the upper, the sole, and then I'll show you what they look like on feet, and we'll talk a little bit about fit and sizing. So if you guys were interested in a pair for yourself, you would know a little bit more about them. So right off the top of the bat, hold on, there's just something in there, so we'll get this shake out. Alright, so they are made out of Adidas' Prime Knit upper. So as you can see, it's this knitted material, super soft, super flexible, and extremely comfortable when you put them on your feet now. So Adidas used the Prime Knit upper for the majority of the upper. It's not, if you can see this sort of seam here, this back part, the heel is not made out of Prime Knit. This is sort of a meshy cushion material, some sort of synthetic, but it's not the same sort of Prime Knit that you see throughout the front 2/3 of the shoe. So underneath the cage and in the toe box area, that's all Prime Knit, but the back part is not, and the top of the tongue here too, this sort of material right there, that little area is just a padded mesh material. It's not actual Prime Knit. Now the Prime Knit is weaved in different patterns depending on what portion of the shoe you're talking about. So if you can see kind of down here, it's a little bit more dense, it's a little bit more tightly woven, I should say, just because these are areas that need a little bit more durability, a little bit more support. So it's a little more tightly woven there, and then it gets sort of into this looser, sort of less dense pattern up here where it's breathable, it's comfortable, it's flexible, and if you can see, if I put my hand in it, you can really just bend it, and it's very stretchy and elasticated, and you can pretty much, it moves just in any direction. So that part is very comfortable. And it doesn't need as much sort of durability, it doesn't need as much attention to structure, if that makes any sense. So down there it's a little bit more dense, and as you get into the top of the foot here and then the toe box area, it's a little less dense and a little bit more focused on stretching, flexibility, comfort, softness. So that's what you get throughout there, and that runs out through underneath this cage, sort of back in there. If you can see, that's all Prime Knit in there too. So that's all the same sort of pattern as up here on the toe box. Now the cage here is made out of like a TPU plastic, so it almost feels like a rubber, but it's much more structured than just a rubber material. So it's kind of like a TPU plastic. And the back part here where it says Ultra Boost, this black sort of heel counter is also made out of the same material. And that's there to provide you with obviously some sort of stability. If I've seen some videos on YouTube where people want to take this cage off so they can actually remove that cage somehow. Now if you're using the shoe for just sort of a casual daily piece of footwear, I suppose that would that would be absolutely fine. It'd be very comfortable. It'd give the shoe a very unique look if you were to uncage it. But if you're actually use these for running, you kind of need that cage because there's very little support without it, particularly through the midfoot where you need that support. So if you were to remove that, you just have exposed Prime Knit throughout the entire upper, and there would really be no sort of support, no sort of stability. if you were to actually use these for running. So that's why they put the cage there, and the external heel counter. It's there to give you some sort of lockdown, some sort of stability in the heel, and to keep you from, you know, sliding all over the place if you actually use these. So excuse me. So that's the cage. That's the upper. We basically talked about pretty much everything there is in the upper. It's lined with sort of like a padded mesh material again. It's not quite the same here. This is a little less. It's a little bit more soft, a little bit more flexible. The inside of the heel's padded, sort of. It's got that sort of tightly woven mesh padded material along the inside. And there's no traditional tongue. So if you can see, I'm trying to get the laces out. There's no traditional tongue. It's this sort of enclosed fit that they did on the. They actually did this on the 360 trainers too. The AdiPure 360.3 trainers that I got. It's the same idea. So there's no actual tongue. So what this does is it provides a very snug, comfortable lockdown fit. So once you get your foot in there, it really isn't going anywhere. And then you pull the laces tight. It's got this very, very secure sort of snug fit to it. So there's no chance of your foot really sliding out. And it also prevents the tongue from sliding left or right when you're using them for sort of performance-based activity, I should say. So I actually really like this on the 360.3s. It's the same thing. It's a little more difficult to get them on, but once they're on, they're not going anywhere. It prevents the tongue from sort of sliding around like that because there is no tongue. And it's a very, very unique feeling. It's really like a slipper, so you just slide them in, and that's pretty much all there is to it. So that's the upper. So we've gone over the prime knit, the different areas, the cage, the heel counter, the the tongueless design. I can show you the insole quickly. So the insole is quite thin for a running shoe. It's padded, and that's what it looks like. It's just one sort of single layer of foam. It's a little bit thicker than obviously on soccer shoes, but for a runner, it's not as thick as I've seen. For example, I have the spring blades, and the insole is much thicker than this one. So I mean, it's going to do the job. It's going to be absolutely, I mean, there won't be any problems, but it's thinner than a lot of other runners. So that's sort of the thickness. It's just one layer of foam. It's got these sort of pads built in on the inside. Sort of mimics the pattern you'll see on the sole right there. We'll talk about that a little bit later. And then it's got this mesh material on the upper to give you sort of that step-in comfort. So that's the insole. And then we'll just talk about the boost material. Okay, so that's the last sort of part of the video before we get onto the on feet. So obviously the Ultra Boost, right? What is Boost? So Boost is their foam material they've created that you can see here. So it's this exposed foam that, if you read into Adidas marketing, it's supposed to be like these visible energy capsules that, you know, every time you step on it, it releases some sort of energy. Now, buy into that what you will, but the fact remains that it's extremely comfortable. I don't know if I believe that sort of every step you take will return this endless amount of energy. I don't really believe into that sort of thing, but it's not a traditional EVA outsole. It's extremely comfortable. So Adidas calls it their foam boost. Now this one has the Ultra Boost. Is the entire outsole is boost material. So if you look at some of their other runners, like the Energy 2s, the Energy Boost 2s, I should say. It's got a lot of boost foam on the outsole, but as soon as you get to sort of here, this front portion is sort of just traditional EVA outsole material. So this one has 20% more than the Energy Boost. So it's extremely comfortable, extremely soft, and it's really unlike anything else I've ever stepped into. So take that for what you will. Guys, this is probably one of the most comfortable shoes I've ever actually stepped into, because there's just so much padded material down there, and you'll see when I try them on, it even sort of cushions. You can see the foam sort of cushion as I take a step. So hopefully you'll see that a little bit later. So that is the outsole. So it's got an entire boost foam outsole, 20% more than the Energy Boost 2s, and it's got these sort of, hopefully you can see, it's kind of rigid here. It's got this sort of ribbed area, and that's just to provide a bit more stability. So if you look down on the shoe, from like when you're in the shoe and you look down, you'll see that it's sort of ribbed a little bit to the outside, and that's just to provide a bit more stability, because it's so soft that without it, and without the cage for a matter of fact, your foot would kind of be less stable, just because of how soft the the outsole is. So they had to do that in order to provide a certain amount of stability. And then the last thing is, on the bottom they have this sprint web, they called it. So this black sort of rubber material is called their sprint web. So they've layered that on top of the foam boost, and you can see the boost exposed through these sort of cutouts. And it's got these ribbed sort of webs, or feet, or nubs, or whatever you want to call it. So if you can see, they're sort of raised off the surface of that sprint web, and it's to provide extra grip. And it actually works when they're brand new. When you take them out of the box, you put them on, this provides a lot of grip. But the problem is that's going to wear out as soon as you start using these outside on cement or asphalt. These are going to wear out extremely quickly. But from right out of the box, they do what they're advertised to do. They provide a ton amount of grip. So that is the sprint web, and it's also there to provide, it's very, very flexible, so it provides tons of stretch and movement and give depending on how your foot moves and interacts with the surface. So that's the sprint web. And then the last thing is this sort of torsion system. So they've implemented this sort of shank here, and they've put that right under the midfoot to provide a bit more stability. That's at least what it's advertised for. So it provides that stability through the midfoot, because again, the boost foam is so soft that without it, and without the cage and other sort of acting elements, your foot would be so unstable just because of how soft the outsole actually is. So they've done that to increase stability from a performance standpoint. So that's it, guys. That's pretty much the upper material. I've gone over insole, the upper, the outsole, the base of the shoe, and I'll move on now to a quick on feet, just so we can talk about sizing and what they feel like if you're interested in a pair for yourself. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back with that. Alright guys, so there's a look at the Adidas Ultra Boosts on feet. From right out of the box, these things are extremely comfortable. The upper material is very, very soft, very flexible, and it provides you this very unique fit from right out of the box. The sole is as soft as can be. It really is something that I've never sort of experienced before. It's extremely soft. If you could see just how I move in them, there's that extra level of cushion that you just don't get from other outsoles. So the Boost material is extremely soft, very, very comfortable, and really provides you with this unique feeling. The width of the shoe is, I would say, very average. I have a very wide foot, and I fit into them very, very comfortably. And as far as length goes, I would go true to size. I'm wearing my usual size 8, and the fit and the length is very, very good. It's pretty much perfect, so I would strongly recommend going true to size if you wanted these for yourself. And that's pretty much it, guys. That's how they fit. The heel area is snug, the midfoot snug, responsive, and the toe box is very, very flexible, comfortable, and the fit is just very, very unique, guys. So that's a look at the Adidas Ultra Boosts on feet, and we'll go into a quick sort of ending portion of the video where I'll just leave you with my final sort of review points. Alright guys, so that was my unboxing review and on feet look at the Adidas Ultra Boost running shoe. This is something that is sort of unrivaled right now on the market. It's got this very, very unique upper with this prime knit material. It's extremely flexible, provides this very, very unique fit, and the outsole is pretty much unrivaled. There's nothing out there that provides you with this level of cushioning, and it's really something unique. And I think it's something, if you're interested in a pair of runners, if you're interested in the Ultra Boost, I think it's definitely something you should give a shot. They're very, very comfortable, and they're going to provide you with this fit and feel that is just unrivaled. There's nothing out there that sort of mimics this feeling. So if you're in the market for a pair of these, I strongly suggest you try them. If you would like to make that investment, go for it. They really are, they're very rewarding, let's put it like that. So if you have any questions, guys, be sure to leave them down in the comment section. I'll definitely get an answer out to you. Please let me know what you think about this shoe, good or the bad. Please let me know. If you like the video, please support it with a like. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please do so. There'll be some more videos coming out regarding general soccer performance gear and other sort of sporting goods. So please stay tuned for that. And that's it, guys. Thanks for watching my unboxing, review, and on-feet look at the Adidas Ultra Boost. That's all for now. This is Mike McIntyre with All Things Sports. Thank you very much for watching, and take care, guys.